Good morning. What's up, Birdhouse Gang? This is Araby. Thank you for joining our channel here at Birdhouse Mansions and Birdhouse Gangs. Please subscribe down below. Push the comment button and give us a like, thumbs up, and a share. Today, what I want to share with you is what's going on with the Birdhouse Mansion Studios, getting it out the dirt. Me and Jay, we've been working on this for a couple of months due to the weather, our schedule, and our strength level. So what I want to do now today is we're going to lay out the roof rafters for the roof. The framing is to the point where I could start putting on the roof rafters. The roof rafters are going to be 2x8 by 16s. I'm going to show you what they look like. They're here on the truck. So let me show you what they look like. These are your roof rafters, 2x8 by 16s. Now, these are your facial boards. These are the boards that go on the edge after these go on. These go on one direction, these go on another direction. But I always said that I was going to tell them to stack the lumber properly on the truck. Okay, now this is improperly stacked. And what I mean is, I'm going to use these first, the 2x8s by 16s first. So these are going to be used last, the facial board. So they should have been stacked at the bottom. But I understand why they did it. But far as directing, if I had anything to do with it at this point, it's okay. Now what I would do now is just take these off. It's only 8 of them. Thank God it's not, these many versus these many. And I need these first. And then you know what I mean. So whatever. But anyway, yeah, when you're stacking your lumber, it got to be stacked properly. In order. Like you're going to use this first. So this should be stacked last. You're going to use this last, so this should be stacked first. And they gave me the same problem when I had to unload all this. This was stacked first, and I needed to use it last. So I had no choice but to take them off. And this is the OSB plywood for the roof. So they, again, stacked it out of order, and I wasn't there to organize that, or I didn't leave a special request. So be careful about that. It's going to be a little extra work. I don't mind, I'm 53 years old. I don't mind, keeping my shape up, as far as being in shape mentally and spiritually. This is the day the Lord has made. We shall be glad and rejoice in it. So now what we're looking at here is the exterior wall, where I'm going to put the layout. You may see a string line there. That's how you call a plumbing line your wall. You keep it straight. You have a double top plate that's running, the total exterior of the wall. And that ties everything in. Here's your fire blocks. And this is not a how-to video. This is just what I'm, doing. Me and Jay, we putting it here on the map. Just using our hands and using our blessings that the good Lord has gave us. We got a brain. Yeah, we got a brain. So we're gonna put it together, and we've been putting it together, and this is what we're doing. We're putting it on we're putting it on the map. So if you've never seen a roof being laid out with the roof rafters, that's what I'm gonna show you today. I'll share that with you. Simple. Don't need a whole bunch of tools neither to lay it out, and you don't need a whole bunch of people, as you see that. You do need another ladder. Ladder here and a ladder here. That's so I could get up here and put the camera. So that way I could give you guys a good view. You know what? I'll put it here because I'll get closer. But I'm going to start down there. Everything is going to be 2 foot on center. And what I'll be using is a 2 foot level because it's exactly 2 foot. So I'll just mark it as I go along this top plate here. at a nice view of the mountains over there. Neighbor's yard. I don't want you to see that. But anyway, there's another nice structure over there, metal structure. That guy there, he's a good metal guy. Let me see. Okay, let's put it here. Let's put it here. Let's see. Okay, cool. So all you need when you lay out is a tape measure. And a couple of pencils. This is not sharpened, but that's all you need. And the layout is going to go on top of this top plate here. So I'm going to start down on the other end. If you've never seen it before, here we go. All right, gang, I'm back. So as you can see, as I land out, I never even pull a tape measure, even though I do have one. But my layout calls for 24 inches on center. And this level right here is exactly 24 inches on center. It's cool, right? Sometimes you can't do that. Now, let's say for instance, if my measurement called for 16 inches on center and I didn't have a 16-inch level. So what I will do is I take a 2x4 block, cut it 16 inches, and use that and continue. And you could do that with any measurement. Whatever you need, you don't have, it's a 24, 36, 48, and it's a continuous measurement. Cut you a block and use it as a template. And you don't have to pull your tape measure all the time. You know, what's interesting is a lot of times I hear stories about how America was built by, unpaid workers, by slaves. And I used to always think about that. And I used to see all the beautiful buildings that these people have built, the slaves, the black people, the people that didn't get paid, And you could go down south or wherever the slavery took place, you could go all throughout and you could see the beautiful buildings. And you know what's interesting? They didn't allow us to read. They didn't allow us to educate one another, but they allowed us to build. Now, I used to say we didn't have the application, but we didn't have the education, but we had the application. Now, the system I just showed you, okay, I wasn't reading the tape measure, like number for number. What I did was I cut a block at 2 feet and marked it. Okay, I can almost imagine how those buildings were built with people not being able to read or not being allowed to read. And they had, like I said, they had the application, but they didn't have the education. They were wise. A lot of people were wise. They had to be, because there was nobody going to do nothing for you. Like my buddy Mike said in the comment, he said, hey, man, the companies give you, less as possible. They're greedy. They pick and choose who they want, but that's cool. God pick and choose who he wants too. God has his champions. The devil has his champions. And I want you to subscribe. Birdhouse Mansions, Birdhouse Gang. Thank you. All right, now let's continue. I'm gonna show you what we were doing here. I've been doing this a long time, man. So, to me, this is just kickback. I'm really enjoying myself. I learned from some of the best carpenters in the world. I worked on some of the best shows in the world. So if you work on some of the best shows in the world, that means that you have to be working with some of the best carpenters in the world. I'm not saying we are the best. We are some of the best. I've worked with some of the best in the world in the industry. Cats are nice. Cats got a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, and they taught me a lot too. But anyway, these lines here, let me show you. This X and this line, that's continuous down this whole plate at 24 inches on center. And what I'm going to have to do is match this layout on that side exactly. So I'll start down there again, and I'll bring my layout around to the end of the wall here, and it should match completely. So your rafters, your roof rafters could be completely straight. Okay, let's see. I think I got a couple of more markings here before I move. Let's check it out. Yeah, so I think they built buildings using techniques like this. And when you're in a place where there's really nothing to do but use your mind, boy, those uh, those people had incredible minds, incredible spirits, strong people. You know, I used to ask God when I was young, I say, I don't want to be so poor where I have to steal or beg, or borrow all the time. Show me, teach me, and give me the provisions. And I used to always say that prayer or ask God, like, I be thinking about the pioneers, going across the West. There's no roads, there's no cities, but there's everything they need. And the first thing you need, gumption. My brother know about that word, gumption. You need gumption. Okay. A lot of times when I was doing this, coming up, learning this, a lot of cats, they took time. A lot of cats, they showed me. And what they told me was, hey, you can make a living over and over and over again. And you could do this anywhere in the world. So I've been doing this for a while, and I used to do a lot of side jobs. I really don't like working for people too much because I got my own thing going on here. It's my pleasure, to work for someone when I do have time and when I do get time. But other than that, shoot, I got projects here. My job keep me busy between my projects and the job, and what we got going on with the YouTube channel. We're always busy, and I always stress the fact that you always should be busy. And going back to what Mike said in his comment, hey man, that's how I've been living for a long time, brother. Getting it out the dirt, man, because that's what people, they offer you. They offer you scraps, but that's okay. God can take little and make much, brother. So let's get back. Oh, and the statement I was making about all the money people making, they're poor. They're spiritually too. They're poor. Spiritually, morally, ain't got shit to show. They can't tell you nothing. If it's not a fancy car or a shiny chain, they nobody. You strip that human being down from all the assets in the world, who are they? Then you could get to an arrogant person and they'll tell you, oh, if you had it, you'll do it too, if you can afford it. So that's cool too, but the thing, it boils down to morally and spiritually. I could tell you a little quick story. I had a couple of dollars on me and I was headed to somewhere to take care of some business. But on the way to take care of business, I had a couple of offers I could have did with the money. And it didn't have shit to do with business. It was all pleasure. You know what I did? I bought me some lumber and I'm building a studio. So when you get that money from your job after working all those hours, don't work for shit. Save your money. I stress that fact. This lumber wasn't all that much money. I think I spent $850 on the roof materials and maybe another $700-800 on this. We got cats make that in a day. So that means you're making enough money to build a house. At least get, a lumber for a 600 square foot house. And then the foundation, this is a solid foundation. It's done properly, rebar. You can see the video vlogs. You can follow it. Solid. That was less than a couple of G's. Okay, so you're looking at a month wage for some people. That's on the bounce, But you got some cats out there that's getting it like that every day. But, take your money, man, and invest in it. Believe in yourself. I know the taxes eating that ass up, child support, and whatever else you may have. But while you paying them bills, save a little money. And I don't mean save it, until you get 1,000 years old. You might need it in the next 2 hours, the next 2 days, the next 6 months, the next 30 days. But if you never putting that in there, shit, you're not going to have anything. A lot of people, we work hard, but we don't save our money. All we want to do is pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. So when you tell people, oh, you make all this money per hour, but shit, what do you have to show? I bet you I couldn't even get $1 from half of you motherfuckers. And I'm not saying that to put you down or belittle anybody. I want to raise your head and see where you at in life. Don't take the opportunities that God give us and just, throw it away to pleasure all the time. Invest in yourself. You guys know where your investment could be put in your life. Nobody's no better than nobody. We all could do it, but it's all about money management, time management, and what you got to do with your life, whatever it may be. This is what I'm doing in my backyard. I have a partner, Jay, she's the founder of Birdhouse Mansions. Beautiful ideal, beautiful young lady. Hey, I jumped on board and I'm full force. So, that's what it's about, man. I didn't know how this channel was going to turn out. I didn't know how this vlog was going to turn out. Thought I was just going to show you that, I'm doing a little quick layout. But yeah, I got a lot to say because I've been around and a lot of people said a lot of things to me. And it helped me out. And I also want to give a shout out to Ray J. Thank you, man. I understand what's going on. So you cats have a beautiful day at work out there. I'm going to go ahead and lay this other side out. And hopefully on the next vlog, I can show you some roof rafters. 2 foot on center going across here. I mean, a lot of times I can make vlogs, I'm showing you or you watching me struggle, getting the lumber off and all that. But I think that's kind of boring. So what I want to do is probably shoot next vlog when I show you the roof rafters being laid out. Now, while you're watching this video, you have to understand this is not a complete frame and it's not done yet. This area, this building is going to have a constant change. It's going to have a constant appearance, a different view. So there's a lot of things to be done, and there's things to be done in certain orders. So until then, I'm Araby. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Godspeed. 1.